Today we're going to make a relative frequency table in Tableau. Let's get started. So first off, open up Tableau and connect to your data source. We have the Superstore data source right here. And you just go to data source and connect to whatever. We're going to use orders, so I put orders in here. And then we're going to go over here and get started. So we want to drag our desired variable to the row shelf to create a rows-wise table. So what's our variable that we want to track? I think a good one is category for this one. So actually let's go to segment because it breaks it down a little bit further, and we're just going to drag it over here to the rows shelf, and you can see we have that broken out pretty good right there. Now then we're going to drag another variable to the column shelf to create a column wise variable. Now what variable do we want to choose? Well, we want to have something that can show in there, so why don't we use sales? So we're just going to throw sales in here. And now we have a little table here that looks really cool. So how do we get this into a column-wise or percentage table? Well, first we want to count the occurrences here. We have sums, but let's go over here and do count so we can get a good running total. Then we need to get it to add up to 100% to really make it work. Well, the good news is we can go over here, and then we can change this to a quick table calculation. And what we're going to choose is percent of total. And that's going to put us into that category of 100% breakdown. And there you can see it right there, those breakdowns for those exactly. And then what we can do is we can throw this on the color shelf to kind of separate those out, and then hold down control and drag to label. And you can see the labels very quickly. And there, right there, you have it all set up, and you can format the table as desired. And this quick table calculation really helps in quickly setting this up so you can have a relative frequency table in Tableau. If you really want to get the true table, you can go to show me and click right here, and you have the relative frequencies of these right here. And you can also go a little bit deeper. Let's say you want to add region. And you see the relative frequencies per region. And then you could just go down the list of how deep do you want to go with these certain types of things. Now you see with city, it starts getting broken down. So you may want to do state instead of city first because it doesn't really know where to go with that. So then we could head over to our state and move that over. And you can see where those get broken down a little bit better. So that's kind of how it works. You can see by state what the percentage totals are and things like that. Now you'd want to do this correctly. Maybe we go back here and remove. You can see that. We can remove one more back, but that breaks it. So just you kind of mess around with those totals and get the running total to kind of work a little bit better. But the main thing is you've got it set up with the bar graphs very easy, which gives you a running total, which can move over here to get the running total that we originally wanted. And then you can do whatever you want with those percentages and kind of move them around, figure out what you want to do. But it's kind of a neat way to kind of look at the data and see very quickly what is going on by labeling it. And you also probably want to label it by segment because it's kind of hard to tell, and then format it as needed. But in the end, guys, it just is an easy way to see your data, see everything set up very quickly. And that's the nice thing about setting up a relative frequency table is it just makes things a lot easier to figure out what are you adding up here that's going to get you here. If you really want to take it another level, you can throw the sales over here into color. Then we can grab this and drag it into we can drag this drop down field, and we can go even further and kind of add a little heat map there to add that little nice touch. And in the end, just experiment with different things, but I think this gets you in a good place where you can kind of do different types of things with the relative frequency table. Watch more videos on this channel, tons of data analytic videos. This one's a really good one right here. It goes deep into data even further so you guys can learn as much as possible.